Hello, my name's Karen McMillan. Together with my husband Sandy, I attend the 10 a.m. service where I teach the little ones Thrive. But I'm here today to talk with you about my work as a chaplain at Westmead Children's Hospital. I really want to thank you for this opportunity because I'm really passionate about this work, and I'm really appreciative of the prayer support I've received from Woonona Prezi as well as the financial support. So thank you. So I work at Westmead Children's Hospital 1 day a week for Jericho Road, which is the social service arm of the Presbyterian Church. And I'm employed through Jericho Road by New South Wales Health to be a chaplain to the children and their parents. So I'm a ward chaplain, which means that I get to visit every person, every child on my ward, regardless of what they put on their admission form in terms of religion. On my wards, many of the patients are there long term, so I really get to build quite a connection with families and with the patients. Sometimes they're there for many, many months or even years. I actually call it the Ministry of Presence, and more lately I'm calling it the Ministry of Unhurried Presence. So I do a lot of listening. One situation I had recently was I went to visit a patient and the patient wasn't there. Her mum was on the bed. She told me her story, which was really distressing. She'd come from the country for a regular clinic visit with her daughter, and her daughter had been admitted and she had to be in the hospital for 3 weeks, and the mum was just exhausted. And as she told her story, it became clear that she didn't have a lot of support, and the loneliness and the isolation and just the difficult diagnosis that she was dealing with all on her own as she cared for her daughter was really taking its toll. Because we developed this real rapport, I felt like I could say to her, "Would you like me to pray with you?" And she said, "You know, I haven't been to church for a very long time and I don't know how to pray. But yes, that would be really good." So I prayed with her, and at the end, she was quite teary, and she said, "I really feel that a burden has been lifted." And then I was able to share with her that really favourite verse of mine, which is from Matthew 11, where Jesus says, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." When I went back the next week, she wasn't there. And I don't know what God will do with that exchange. But I really felt that I got to share a really important conversation with that woman. Another situation, in fact, it was the same day. I was in my office, which is next to the little chapel we have, and a father and son walked in, and the son was in a wheelchair. He was a teenager, and they just had questions about the chapel. And then we had a Bible there, and they said, "Oh, is that a Bible? We've never read a Bible." And I said, "Would you like one?" And they said, yeah, we would like a Bible. And so I handed them the Bible and explained how the Bible's made up of 66 books and suggested that they might like to start reading at Mark. And they said, yeah, we would. And they headed off, and I don't know what they will do with that Bible, but I just trust God that they both might read it and God might do deep work in their lives. And again, on that same day, I got to visit a woman from New Caledonia, and this mother had been flown with her seriously ill newborn, and she had not been able to bring anything with her, and through her very broken English and my non-existent French, I was able to establish that she was a believer. So I returned to the office and came back with our French-speaking Bibles and handed it to her, and the joy in her face was just so apparent. So I was able to turn to Isaiah 41:10, where it says, "So do not fear, for I am with you." And I gave that to her, and she hugged it to her chest. The next week when I went to visit her, she was being discharged, and she just greeted me with such warmth. The opportunities that God gives to walk with people through really dark times, many of the people that I have contact with would never come to a church, and yet because of what's happening for them, they are open. They're open to the idea that God is there because they don't have anything else to hold on to. It's an incredible mission field, and I feel an incredible honour to be able to be the God person in a place where there is so much need. Well, I'd really like you to join with me in thanking God for the opportunity that we chaplains have to be in public hospitals meeting with absolutely anyone and everyone. Secondly, I'd really like you to pray that I would be sensitive to God's leading, so that in every encounter, whether it be with a child, with a family, or with staff, that I would just be sensitive to whatever opportunity God is giving for me to show his love and his kindness, to speak his truth, and to pray with people. It's a remarkable privilege. So please join with me in asking God that I can make the most of that privilege.